Everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. So, do you hear that? Do you hear that noise? Hear that beep, beep, beep? That's the sound of the Fox News and Newsmax trucks backing up. That's the sound of their lies being walked back, rolled back. Ah, what a difference the threat of losing hundreds of millions of dollars makes, huh? So, faux news channel, as I like to call them, and Newsmax, among others, have been pushing these Trump conspiracy theories about election fraud super hard, as we all know. Numerous primetime hosts, especially, have been stoking the flames, going along with the lies that it was rigged. Lou Dobbs is one of those who repeatedly reported these falsehoods. He famously aired that useless interview with Ms. I've been threatened. Some, even in the progressive media, I've seen them question if Dobbs actually believes it. Like they started to think that maybe he actually does believe this nonsense. Maybe he really does think that the election was rigged and he's buying into it as well. But his Friday night segment says different. So in a Friday night segment featuring a man named Edward Perez, basically Dobbs was shown as just a lying, scheming grifter, like the majority of the faux news hosts. So Perez was introduced as an expert with the nonprofit organization named Open Source Election Technology Institute, and Dobbs brought him on to provide, quote, his assessment of Smartmatic and recent claims about the company. However, I shouldn't really say that Dobbs brought him on because he didn't actually conduct the interview with Perez. Instead, the interview appeared to be pre-recorded, and the questions being asked of Perez came from someone who was off camera and who they never actually identified. Why would they do it this way? Well, probably because Perez, in this interview, debunked most of the ridiculous conspiracy theories that Dobbs and others have been feeding viewers. So this way, Dobbs can save face and not look like the liar that he is. This, of course, comes just right after, last week I reported on this, that Smartmatic sent out letters to Fox and others, and they were threatening to sue them. They were threatening to sue various people and entities if they failed to issue retractions. And the letter that was sent to Fox specifically contained references to Dobbs' show, along with a statement, quote, false and defamatory statements / implications. But Dobbs wasn't the only one in Smartmatic's crosshairs. In their letter, they also, by name, called out Judge Jeanine Pirro and Maria Bartiromo. And guess what? That same pre-recorded segment with Mr. Perez aired on their shows as well over this past weekend. The reason they've done this is that part of Smartmatic's demand was that Fox issue retractions and that they, quote, must be published on multiple occasions. They also stipulated in their letter that the retractions must be made during the prime time so that they would, quote, match the attention and audience targeted with the original defamatory publications. Well, now Newsmax, they just posted their own online statement to, quote, clarify their news coverage about the election. So in their statement, Newsmax said, quote, Newsmax would like to clarify its news coverage and note that it has not reported as true certain claims made about these companies. There are several facts our viewers and readers should be aware. Not sure how that's grammatically correct, but okay. Newsmax has found no evidence either Dominion or Smartmatic owns the other or has any business association with each other. They also noted, quote, Smartmatic has stated its software was only used in the 2020 election in Los Angeles and was not used in any battleground state contested by the Trump campaign, and Newsmax has no evidence to the contrary. So that statement was not only online, it was also read on air by their host, John Tobacco, which really sounds like a fake name, but it's not. But wait. You're telling me that Newsmax and Fox News, they both contain the word news in their names, but they don't actually present the news? They don't actually investigate claims before they make them on their news shows? The case. You have people on, they're supposed to be experts, they're supposed to know what they're talking about, and they're on your show. And then they say they've found no evidence that either Dominion or Smartmatic owns the other or has any business association. But you've allowed people for weeks to say that on your show. You've allowed the Sidney Powells of the world to come on and spread these conspiracy theories that people are now receiving death threats over. What they've been saying all along is that Dominion and Smartmatic are in this together, and Smartmatic created software that Dominion used in their machines to flip the votes. And everyone on the other side has been saying, no, these are two different companies. They're competitors. They have nothing to do with each other. And Smartmatic, as they said, was only given the contract and their technology was only used in Los Angeles. They didn't bother to check that out first. Wouldn't that be something that they would either know to be a fact or know to be a lie by just doing a cursory Google search? I mean, are they admitting that any guest can come on their show and literally say anything and they never fact check it? They never investigate it? This is so dangerous. But here's the deal. The damage is done. Given the widespread coverage of the lies told by Dobbs and all these others, Bartiromo, how many countries are going to be willing to live through what Americans are going through right now? How many are going to want their elections associated with the names Dominion or Smartmatic? There are plenty of right-wing extremists in other countries. We don't hold the patent on that. These people are more than willing to pick up this ball of fabrication and conspiracy theory and just run with it. This isn't going to be just the United States. If any country dares to use Dominion or Smartmatic in the future, it's almost a guarantee that these other bad actors, these other nefarious entities and people in other countries are going to use what happened here in the United States, all these lies, to bludgeon them with and to claim that their votes didn't count and that their election was rigged. So time will tell, but if either of these companies experience a significant drop in revenue due to lost contracts, I believe they have a good case against all of these people and these so-called news organizations. And here's the other thing. If Fox really wanted to make things right, they would have had their hosts interview Mr. Perez, or they would have those hosts offer a personal retraction. And if Newsmax wanted to make amends, they would have one of their more well-known and popular hosts read that statement on air. They're clearly trying to play both sides. They don't want their host's popularity and their ratings to tank. But the problem is, the only hope we have of their viewers believing it is if it comes from someone that they've come to know and trust for some unknown reason. But they do. They put faith in a lot of these people. So if it comes directly from them, that's one thing. But how many of and I'm not saying everyone who watches Fox or Newsmax or everyone who supports Trump is racist, but we do know there's a segment of the base that is racist. Hence the Proud Boys, Hence KKK leaders and white supremacists marching in the street chanting, "Jews will not replace us." Are those people going to believe someone named Mr. Perez? Did they pick this guy purposely because of his last name, knowing that their viewers wouldn't believe him simply because he has a Hispanic last name? I mean, it's sad that we even have to think about that. But that's the sad reality. That's the case in America right now. Some will just simply discount everything that he has to say, even though he's an expert, even though he works for this nonprofit, simply because of his last name. Because they automatically assume, oh, he must be against Trump because we want to build the wall and we want to keep Mexicans out, as they put it. Anyway, guys, if I hear any more, I will let you know. As always, like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching and listening. I'll talk with you soon. Take care. Thanks for listening to Plants and Politics. The only way we can take our country and power back is to spread the truth and build an army. So remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thanks again.